if I don't want to do it, then I don't want to do it. Leave me alone. What's good? It's your average girl Knick-Knack, who's average but not doing average things. Thank you guys once again for hopping on, but I have a feeling that you guys really wanted to hop on today because you want the tea. Don't blame you, and I'm here to give it. So for this video today, I actually couldn't decide if I wanted to do this or another video showing off all the people that I used to date, which honestly I would need everyone's permission to do that anyway because I'm just that type of person. I feel like most of my exes would be okay with it. You guys decided on my IG that you wanted to see a video on why I stopped dancing, and I put those quotes behind it because I wouldn't necessarily say that I like completely stopped, but that's pretty much what it looks like to everyone else. So we're gonna get into the tea right now. If you guys saw my video that I made like a couple years ago when I was attempting to do YouTube for the very first time on why I left LA, I kind of touched on some of these points in that video, but pretty much I moved to LA when I was 19 to dance professionally, and mind you, I didn't start dancing till I was 14. I was a freshman in high school and I was on dance and drill. I wanted to take dancing more seriously, so when I was 17 I found a dance studio, and pretty much that was the thing to do. You trained and you moved to LA and you became a professional dancer. With everyone else doing that, I was just kind of like, okay, like that sounds fun, I want to do that, like cool. I didn't have anything I wanted to go to school for, so it was just kind of like, why not? So I moved to LA, and early on I realized that I didn't really have the passion that everyone else had for it because I didn't do it my whole life. I just did it starting in high school because it was fun and I liked it. So then I decided to move back home, and by the time I decided to move back home, in my head I knew like dancing professionally was not gonna be it for me. And so I had to do a lot of reflecting, and I had to figure out what did I really want, and overall what I really wanted out of life was financial freedom. So when I was 19, I thought dance could do that for me. I've known dancers that had the jobs that they've wanted and prayed for, and they still weren't even able, or just could barely pretty much pay the rent, you know, and make ends meet. So it's kind of just like, it depends on the lifestyle you want. For me, that's not what I wanted. If I was gonna do it, then I wanted to be financially stable and eventually financially free dancing. And you know, by the time I moved back home, I realized that was not going to be the case for me. I mean, I guess this is more so my opinion. I literally have no facts to back this up, so take this with a grain of salt. But I feel like you make most of your money within the dance community when you're a choreographer, or you're like a creative director, like kind of like going down that lane, and that was never something I was even interested in. I like kind of following the rules and doing what other people tell me to do. Being the one creating it was just never something I honestly wanted to do. Again, by the time I got home, all of that had crossed my mind, and I kind of knew that was where I was at. So when I did first move back home to St. Louis from LA, I was training a lot. I was training within this heels company. I was training a lot in hip hop. I was dancing more than I probably ever danced. And I danced a lot before I moved to LA too, so maybe I was like dancing just as much as I was right before I left. But I was training really hard, and I wanted to get better, and I wanted to grow. And for me, like, I felt good. Like 2019, you guys, like my body, I felt so confident, I felt in shape, I felt amazing, and that was because I was dancing so much on top of the fact that I was working out. And I was working with a major choreographer in St. Louis, and he was able to give me jobs and work with a major local artist, and I'm really grateful for that because, you know, I was working hard and I did want that opportunity, and I worked hard within the opportunity. I feel, you know, I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful that I still was able to dance once I moved back. March 2020 is when COVID really started like becoming a thing, and obviously things were closed, and I stopped dancing for a couple of months with the quarantine and the shutdowns and all that. Things started opening up. I auditioned for the company. I ended up getting accepted into the company. With dance companies, there are dues that you pay. Doesn't matter what studio, what company, whatever, you pay dues. I knew that obviously going in, that there would be dues and whatnot, and then there was a something that was coming up, some sort of workshop that we needed to be at, that was a little additional, and pretty much like I moved back home and I'm with my family right now, and I'm grateful for the opportunity I'm in. So I don't have the additional bills as far as utilities and rent and all that, but everything else I pay for myself. And once I was aware that there might be additional fees that come with being a part of the company, I kind of just had to think back and be like, am I really able to do this? And it was one of those things like I'm able to, but then I already had decided and I knew that I wasn't really going to progress in dance the way I thought I was before when I was living in LA. So then it was kind of like, okay, Nikki, so what are we gonna do? You know, I was kind of like at a crossroads. Like, I enjoy dancing, but this is investing a lot for something I know I'm not going to continue with, not primarily at least. That was kind of a hard decision for me to make, not being in that company, because I knew not being a part of that company was me kind of starting to fall back a little bit from my training. But right at that time as well, I had got introduced to the opportunity of trading in the foreign exchange market. So of course I knew I wanted financial freedom, and I also knew that dance wasn't necessarily going to get me there given what I wanted to do with dance. So at that point, I had felt like I should invest my finances in another path that I feel like could help me get to my end goal of financial freedom. Before I move on, please do your girl a huge favor. Click the subscribe button, click the like button if you're enjoying what you're seeing. And if you're on IG, follow your girl at nick.nack_. Let's get back to it. To be completely honest, if I had asked for help financially within the company, like, who knows? But I had to just be real with myself in that this is not what I wanted to do long term, and this was not going to get me to where I wanted to be financially long term. COVID just kind of made me be real with myself and what I wanted to do. And to be completely transparent with you guys, like, for a long time I felt like I was dancing because I felt like I almost like owed it to everybody that knew me, because I was known as a dancer, and because when I was a senior in high school I said I was gonna move to LA and be a professional dancer, and I said all these things, and you know, I did want to do that, and that's something I genuinely wanted to do, and I did it. You know, but then I just feel like it really wasn't for me. As cliche as that sounds, like, I enjoy dancing, and moving to LA and then doing the auditions and whatnot, it really took the fun out of it. So the fact that I started dancing because it was fun, not because it saved me, you know, or not because of any other reason, I just did it because it was fun for me. So then by the time I do what I thought I wanted to do and it took the fun out of it, you know, I looked at it in a different light. I genuinely enjoyed dancing once I came back home because I feel like the stress wasn't on me. I was training for me, I was getting better for me, and I was getting a lot better, I felt. You know, once I took a break from it, not by choice, by COVID, it just gave me time to think about really what I wanted to do with my life and how I was gonna get there. I thought of this topic as a video because there's been a lot of people within the dance industry that are like, hey, are you coming back? Do you dance anymore? Any opportunity I have, please understand, like, I'm going to work, okay? I actually still have an agent out in LA that I'm working with, and I just want to be in entertainment, period. Like, regardless of what it is, I'm going to work really hard at whatever opportunity I have. So, like, let's not get it twisted. I didn't lose my whole skill set, okay? Especially because I still teach, so I am still dancing. It's just definitely not on the level of training that I was at before. All of that being said, I'm super grateful for all the opportunities that I had, especially moving back home. I don't take anything for granted at all, and I'm just like so grateful for the community, for being so welcoming, because moving back home I was definitely nervous of the judgment and whatnot, which I shouldn't be. Like, you guys, like, we should not care about what other people think, but that's just a lot easier said than done. It takes practice. But you know, that's just where I was at, you know, just not caring about what other people think or thought about me moving back home, what people thought about me not dancing like I used to, and I'm just doing what I feel like I need to do to get to where I need to be. And I seriously encourage everyone else to do the same thing. Like, at the end of the day, your happiness is what matters, and that's what you're left with at the end of the day. There's my why I stopped dancing video. I hope you guys got the answers you needed or wanted or expected or whatever. I appreciate everyone that has reached out with love and concern in any way, shape, or form. Definitely a more challenging time in my life, but hey, we always come out on top as a better person, so it's worth it and I'm grateful for it. Thank you once again for hopping onto my channel, watching this video. If you guys could click that subscribe button and click that like button if you did enjoy this video in any way, shape, or form, I would greatly appreciate it. I'll be putting another poll on my IG story, so make sure you follow me on IG at nick.nack_, so you have a say in the video I do next. See you next week. Bye!